He earlier voted twice against its formation, and only after significant public pressure, acquiesced to a modified version supported by church colleague Ashley Rock. But Immigration Minister Godwin Hulse maintained that he never had a problem with being investigated on the basis of the Auditor General's report on the Immigration Department between 2011 and 2013.
I look forward to going there and to clarifying some of the points that are dangling in the public's mind, and in fact to setting the record straight with respect to many of the improvements and changes that we've made in the department from those unfortunate dates to now. So I look quite forward to that. I have full support all the time for public inquiries. It was misconstrued and misrepresented and misunderstood when I voted in the Senate initially on 2 times with respect to the Senate inquiry, because I'm a structured person and I'm not driven by the emotions of the day and how we feel. I'm a strict structured person, and therefore I'm always maintain that the structures should be complied with and be honored and be respected.
The report, the minister's own statements, and previous testimony by others shows that he was intimately involved with the day-to-day dealings of the department, a role the former reformist-turned-government chief says he took very seriously. He also maintained that he was never part of any corrupt ring like the kind that former finance officer Teresita Castellanos testified to at the Senate.
As Minister of Immigration, when I actually signed, I held back a lot of files, did all sorts of personal investigation. That's not for the minister to do. That is things that the officers up the road come. When that file comes to me, signed by the director, signed by the head of department, and I do a cursory look. Sometimes there are 20, 30, 40 files. You hope that, well, God, everything is in order. There were also people who go to inspect that these people were living, who should ask questions where they live. Those people are in the department. They are also responsible. And I would hope that the investigation would bring out the names of all of those and not only be focusing on which minister may give which permit and who may call what. Run the gambit from the top to the bottom. Because if there's a ring, I tell you to honest truth, I would hope that every damn one go to jail who was involved in this, and we confiscate the passport and nationality of everyone who got.
Sir, but these things happened under your watch, really and truly.
Yes, some of it did. And I have to take responsibility as the ultimate, but that is what I'm saying. I hope Ms. Castellanos had no intention of mentioning me as part of any ring of corruption. So when she said the top, I hope she didn't say me. I wasn't here listening to it, because clearly I was never and would never have been involved in that, and everybody knows that. Everybody in that department knows that from day one.
Sir, Castellanos said in her testimony that acting former director Maria Marina herself tried to curb some of these irregular actions, but they had no support from the ministry.
What he means by from the ministry? Because I could tell you, I was pretty much married to them. In a Ministry of Labor, Local Government, Rural Development, National Emergency Management, Meteorology, Hydrology, and Police, I was pretty much managed to immigration. My day started 4:30 in the morning and ended midnight.
But one thing Hulse will certainly have to explain when he appears on Wednesday is why he is so gung-ho about mainland Chinese visiting Belize and bringing others with them, to the point that he seems willing to put away the standing regulations.
The visa is to visit Belize for 30 days. It's a visitor's visa. You have to have a criteria to come, a place to stay, and a return ticket. You meet that, I wish the billion Chinese would come, because if you do the billion by the 2,000 per Chinese, we would never have to pay any taxes or work for the rest of my life at least, and everything would be hunky-dory and free. I don't have that problem. I don't also have problem with any minister recommending. We live in a real world, you know, and these guys, you know, they get contribution
recommending people that they don't know. That was an issue.
People, man, this is silly to say you know. Marisol, listen to me. You don't have to know the people. If you come to me and you say, I want to bring my cousin, and you are a contributor to me, and you're asking me for a favor, and I say, please look at the file for Marisol's cousin, and if all is in order, facilitate if you can. What is wrong with that? You know what I would have a problem with? If a minister goes to a director of immigration or anybody and say, this is illegal, make sure you get one visa, etc. That would be totally and completely wrong.
Aaron Humes reporting for News 5.